Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to begin by congratulating all the competitors at the Jessup this year. Not only the top two teams, who displayed incredible advocacy skills just now, but all of the teams from across the world who participated. We know how much work goes into this, and you should all be very proud of what you've achieved. This year marks the 17th year of White & Case's global partnership with the Jessup. As a global partner, we are constantly thinking of ways to celebrate and promote the competition and all that it stands for. 4 years ago, we established an annual award to honor a Jessup alumnus who has made a profound impact on the legal profession and the world. Now, Jessup alumni have gone on to have very impressive and important careers, making a difference in the world as lawyers, judges, academics, government officials, and politicians. And for this award, we look for a visionary leader with a commitment to international cooperation, the rule of law, and the legal profession. This year, I am delighted to announce that the recipient of the award is the Honourable, the Chief Justice of Singapore, Sundaresh Menon. Chief Justice Menon participated in the Jessup in 1986. He was a member of the National University of Singapore team that was the runners-up of the international rounds that year. Today, Chief Justice Menon is widely regarded as one of the world's leading jurists who has made a significant contribution to the study and practice of international law. Before his appointment as Chief Justice in 2012, Chief Justice Menon had a distinguished career in private practice and the government. While in private practice, as a senior counsel in Singapore, Chief Justice Menon was amongst the first few from Asia who rose to prominence internationally as an outstanding international disputes lawyer, blazing the trail for many who have followed. In 2010, he was appointed as the 6th Attorney General of Singapore, a post he relinquished 2 years later before his appointment as a judge of appeal and then as Chief Justice of Singapore. As a judge, not only has Chief Justice Menon authored some of the most significant judicial decisions on international law and arbitration, he has also, through his writings and many speeches, shaped the contemporary thinking around some of the most complex legal issues facing us today. His thought leadership stands out because he has consistently been unafraid to confront difficult systemic issues and offer bold solutions. There is also broad consensus that Chief Justice Menon has made unparalleled contributions towards establishing Singapore as one of the world's leading centers for international dispute resolution. He was amongst the first to identify the trend of the internationalization of litigation and then take concrete steps to harness that opportunity with the creation of the Singapore International Commercial Court, an important step towards further strengthening the international rule of law. But apart from all of these incredible achievements, Chief Justice Menon has been a valued mentor to many and an inspiration for those who want to improve the law and use it to change the world for the better. In preparing my remarks for today, I spoke to my friend and valued colleague, Preeti Bhagnani, who is a partner in the White & Case New York office. Preeti started her career some 17 years ago as a young associate working with Chief Justice Menon when he was in private practice. And she recounted to me how, apart from being a sharp and skilled advocate, someone who easily won the trust of his clients, someone who always carved time out for younger lawyers, what stood out for her as a young lawyer back in the day, and what remains with her today is that as an advocate, Chief Justice Menon was always values-driven and intensely focused on integrity in lawyering and a commitment to promoting justice. Ladies and gentlemen, I am privileged and deeply honored to present the White and Case Distinguished Jessup Alumni Award to Chief Justice Menon, and now we're pleased to hear from His Honor himself. Thank you.
I feel nervous. Let me begin by thanking Aditya for those extraordinarily generous remarks. They really are extraordinarily generous, and I feel deeply humbled by what he said. I think I'm one of the luckiest people in the world because I've had the tremendous privilege of being able to practice law in every capacity, as a lawyer, as a government legal officer, and as a judge, and eventually as head of the judiciary of my country over the course of 38 wonderful years. And when you feel that you're living your purpose, it feels like you're being paid to have fun. And that really has been the biggest blessing of my life, and I feel extraordinarily, extraordinarily privileged to be able to say that. And to receive the benefit of the remarks that you heard from Aditya, which are just exceedingly generous, and to receive an honor from White and Case seems completely strange to me, because I never thought I was doing anything other than just living my purpose. So I want to begin by expressing my heartfelt appreciation to White and Case for conferring this honor upon me. It really is extremely generous, and whilst I accept it with a profound sense of gratitude and humility, I do want to say that it just has been so joyful to be able to discover how you can live a life of true purpose in the practice of law. It's one of those wonderful professions that gives you an opportunity to set about doing the right thing and doing good things with the amazing training that you acquire. I also want to thank the International Law Students Association for inviting me to serve on the bench at this final round of the 2024 Jessup Moot competition. And can I say one word about the ladies and the gentlemen who are before us today? Wow. I think that says it all. My goodness, if this is reflective of the quality of today's lawyers, I think the world's going to be a good place, honestly. It really was an extraordinary privilege for me to have a small part to play in this afternoon's proceedings, and I do want to say to each one of you, congratulations, amazing performance. I can also tell you that we haven't actually decided the outcome as yet. I was pulled out to come and attend to this. That's how difficult it's going to be to decide this moot. Almost exactly 38 years ago, I stood in the same position as all of you. The year was 1986, and I was on the respondent side presenting our arguments in the case concerning the art treasures. And I still recall what a thrill it was to mark the culmination of many months of preparation, going through the hectic elimination rounds of the competition, engaging with a bench that included in the finals Judge Maxwell Cohen of the International Court of Justice, and meeting wonderful friends and lawyers from all over the world who are here participating in the same competition. My team did not prevail in the final, but the most important lesson that I learned was that when you go through an experience like this, regardless of how far you go, there are no losers. Each and every person who's participated in the Jessup Moot, I think, is a winner, because they've gone through an exceptionally demanding experience, and they've come out at the other end a transformed person. The opportunity of working closely and intensely with your team, going up against top-notch competition as you hone and refine your arguments, and then the experience of going through several moods over the course of a few days before judges who really challenge you and push you is simply priceless. And I do want to say to all of you in this audience who participated over the course of the moods this past week, and especially to you in the 2 finalist teams, you are all winners, and I congratulate each and every one of you. You heard Aditya say that White & Case has been supporting ILSA and the Jessup competition for 17 years now. And I do want to say something about why that is such an important contribution that's being made to this very important area of law. Over the last few years, I think the Jessup competition has become ever more relevant with the rise of public international law and its extension into almost every area of law. Indeed, I would go so far as to say that international law has become a ubiquitous part of life as a lawyer, featuring not just in disputes between states, but even in the domain of private law. A central example of this is the ever-growing field of investor-state arbitration, where domestic courts often have to deal with diverse issues of public international law, including issues relating to the interpretation of treaties, state succession, and the exhaustion of local remedies. This development, I think, exemplifies a broader trend that has been called the privatization of public international law. And as a consequence, I think it's become a useful and even a necessary part of the formation for most lawyers, including even commercial practitioners. So the ability to participate in this competition and in the process to take part in what is clearly the premier moot competition in the field of international law, I think is a perfect entry into this subject. All of you now possess a grounding in the basic principles of international law. You've learned a great deal about the rigor of an advocate's work and some of the most important lessons in interacting with your colleagues on both sides of the bar table as well as with the bench. And this is all going to stand you in excellent stead for the rest of your careers in the law. My wish and my encouragement and my request to all of you is you stay the course. The practice of law is incredibly demanding, but it is also incredibly satisfying, and it will give you many, many years of purpose and happiness. Let me conclude by once again reiterating how honored and humbled I am to receive the White & Case Distinguished Jessup Alumni Award. Ultimately, I regard myself to be distinguished only in the enormous and outstanding support that I've received from my colleagues throughout my career, and in the opportunities that I've been blessed with, in particular, the privilege of pursuing the mission of advancing justice. I accept this award in the hope that it may showcase and inspire the next generation as to what may be possible in answering a calling to serve the law. Thank you so very much, and once again, to the 6 of you, all the best. Thank you.